Keep an eye on car number 85. He was the one that gets out of control there, and you saw the scramble behind him, and about 8 cars involved in it, Kyle.
Mike Moeller, Darren Mendito, the 18, Jeff Burrell, 13 of Ted Christopher, Eddie Spires, Chuck Doherty, Lloyd Agor, and Jimmy Williams, all involved in the latest incident that brought out the caution for several laps. We go back to green, and Frank Wainwright will lead them into turn 2.
Pelletier might have trouble getting that car into gear, Kyle, because the 87 seems to be fading on every restart.
Top 3 are now single file traveling up to third. We talked about him earlier. He's aggressively quiet, and right now trying to grab that second spot down the front straightaway to the inside of Sandberg.
I don't think he's so quiet now because Sandberg sure can hear him and knows where he is. And while those two battle it out, the car on the left of your screen, Wainwright, is able to pull away.
Early race contender, the 85 of Eddie Spires, to go a lap down. Spires hailing from Beacon Falls, Connecticut, will go a lap down here early on in this feature event for the Modifieds. Back to turn 1.
Sandberg very active on the bottom as he is giving Wainwright all he can handle. We've seen Sandberg improve week by week, and at 21 by 21 race, and he's just wrestled the lead away from Wainwright.
Wainwright now stuck on the outside, but the caution back out here quickly. For the 3rd time in this event on lap 16.
No rhythm in this race so far, Kyle.
It's tough to get this one underway here. We've only had 3 or 4 green flag laps at a time. We're under the 3rd caution of the event for a spin in turn 2. So the 28 of Mike Holdridge brought out the initial caution for the 3rd time. Got his car refired, and it'll be a quick one as we get set to go back to green. Frank Wainwright at the front of the field and has Sandberg to his outside for this restart.
Wainwright's been an expert on these restarts, and it looks like that's the case again as he pulls away from the 27.
It'll be 20 laps complete this time, approaching the halfway mark. And here comes the 19 of Donnie Travlin, looking to the inside for the race for lead, but he has Sandberg to his outside as they battle for second.
Well, Kyle, as the 19 almost backpedals and makes contact with the 87. We've had quite a few cautions already, and I think maybe the reason the track was a lot warmer during warm-ups and the heat races than it is now. It's cooled down quite a bit, and that might be the reason for the rash of yellow flags we've had so far.
One guy just outside of the top 5, that yellow number 20, started in 28th. He is just outside of the top 5 and 6. That's Todd Zegedy having a great run tonight.
First time ever in that race car was tonight, and it looks like he's made himself at home. Look at Travlin giving Wainwright something to think about underneath the 44.
They are stacked up 2 wide all the way back through the field. Kurt Brainerd in the green and black Kart Track 96 looking to make it 3 wide. Travlin off of turn 4 takes the race lead. The 44, Frank Wainwright, they make contact with the 86, and they got them all stacked up over in turn 1.
Pelletier came from the grass into the thick of it and made contact with about 2 cars, and we have our 4th yellow flag of the feature.
Under caution for the 4th time in the event, about set to wrap up. 4 cars involved. The 87, one of the initial cars for Gary Pelletier. Also the 83, Ronnie Silk. The 27 for Roscoe Sandberg, and a tough break for Eric Berndt. He was running well, also involved in the latest accident. Going back to green, though, this time, Donnie Travlin and the 44 for Frank Wainwright, and look who's 3rd.
And, of course, that's Todd Zegedy in his debut in that 20 car. I saw moving up to 8th was Ted Christopher as a great restart by Travlin. There is a rookie that has paid his dues, and he's having an outstanding show, and so is Kurt Brainerd.
Kurt Brainerd on the outside to Kart Track 96, green and black entry, running on rails on the outside, grabbing that spot away from Frank Wainwright, who slows down into turn number 1. They have them all stacked up for that 3rd and 4th place battle. Chuck Doherty involved, also the 16 of Wayne Bellafleur as the top 3 pull away down into turn number 3. Caution again, though. Looks to be Eric Berndt again. So the 5th caution of the event involving Eric Berndt, one of the main cars involved. 2nd caution in a row. Not a good night for Mr. Berndt.
Berndt said he wasn't going to think about the point leads tonight, just concentrate on his race. But so far, the only thing he can concentrate is the accidents. He's been involved in 3 of them so far.
The 09 also in trouble on the speedway off of turn 4. That's Jay Miller from East Granby, Connecticut, also involved in the 5th caution of the event, approaching the halfway mark.
This restart will be the battle of the aggressiveness of Travelin and the experience of Brainerd in car number 96.
Brainerd on the outside, Travelin to the inside as they race down into turn number 1. 31 laps complete as they head off of turn 2. Brainerd still hanging tough on the outside, but look at Todd Szegedy. He's up to third in car number 20 in a Tryon Construction entry.
He refuses to disappear. And look at Travelin on the bottom of the track. He appears locked in there. He has really come a long way. Only a couple years ago, he was driving the mini stocks at Riverside Park, and now he's a force to be reckoned with in the modifieds.
Brainerd running well on the outside. Szegedy, though, trying to grab that second spot up from 28th starting position for that car number 20. Running well on the inside. Kurt Brainerd to the outside. That's the best battle on the speedway at the front.
And right there with him is Kurt Brainerd. He was hungry for a win. He has not had a very good year for him, even though he was fourth in the points. He wanted to do a lot better.
A lot of heavy hitters just behind the top 3 here coming up through the field, including the 22 of Lloyd Agor. He has just cracked the top 5, and Ted Christopher's in 6 as the leaders are back down in turn number 2. Here comes Szegedy looking to the inside, and there's Teddy trying to gain a spot on his brother Mike.
Remember, Ted Christopher was in the infield in the pits earlier in the race, but he's not bashful about passing cars. He missed last week, fell out of first place in the point standings, and he is trying to make up for last time.
Back to Donnie Travelin, and here comes Todd Szegedy trying to reel him in down the back straightaway. 2 youngsters leading the field here.
That 20 car, Kyle, is normally driven by Sean Tryon. Todd Szegedy was on the modified tour early in the season, came back to the modifieds tonight, and it's like he has never left Stafford. He really looks good.
The top 5 are single battle. This is for the battle for 6. Mike Christopher to the outside, Ted Christopher to the inside, and Eddie Spires, the driver involved in that huge wreck on the initial circuits of the event. He's back up into the top 5. Change to the lead at the front.
And it's Szegedy, and now Brainerd almost trying to make it 3 wide as he tried to sneak on the bottom of the track. So 96 is a factor, but what a story this will be. Todd Szegedy, his first race ever, and the man who always likes to pass cars is a factor.
I tell you what, Lloyd Agor has passed more cars in the 2001 season than anybody. He's been in the top 3 every week in car number 22, and he right now runs 4th. Travelin looking to take the lead back away from Szegedy, but here comes Brainerd looking to take 2nd from Travelin.
Lloyd Agor spent a week vacationing in Maine, so he was well rested and ready to go, and he has had to pass a lot of cars to get to that number 4 spot.
Never count out Lloyd Agor. Wayne Bellafleur, not sure where he came from. He's stayed clean, though, all night long, and he's up to 5th in car number 16. Right now, everyone's single file. Brainerd looking to the inside once again on Donnie Travelin.
Let's take us back to opening weekend in the year 2000. Spring Sizzler Saturday. The winner was Todd Szegedy. So he has had success in the open wheel modifieds, and he sure has had about 40 laps of success tonight.
Back down into turn number 3. Szegedy to lead the field into turn number 4 with Travelin right on his rear deck down the front stretch. Kurt Brainerd to run in 3rd, all single file. Then it's Lloyd Agor in 4th. Travelin looking to the inside once again.
Well, we started tonight talking about veterans, Christopher, Agor, and right now we're talking about a couple of young kids, Szegedy and Travelin got sideways there, but he is refusing to disappear into the twilight. What a run by car number 19.
Got a little out of shape and lost some ground on Szegedy, and here comes Agor trying to capitalize on the outside to the outside of Kurt Brainerd. That's the best battle. There's 3rd and 4th. Wayne Bellafleur to round out the top 5. Don't count out Mike Christopher in the 82. He runs in 6.
You know, before the race, Kurt Brainerd, who is driving car number 96, said he didn't have a clue of how to set up his car because of the conditions. Apparently, he guessed right because he is one of the few cars tonight that hasn't had any trouble.
Right now sits in 3rd. The 22 and 4th for Agor, and he was involved in, I believe it was the 3rd caution of the event. Back at the mid stages, you can see the Nerf bar damage on the front of the 22, not slowing him down much.
No, and the 16 of Bellafleur, this is one of his best runs in the last few weeks, as he currently has a top 5 finish. But look at the drum major of the parade, Todd Szegedy. It's hard to believe that he hasn't raced at this track all year, and he has just picked up where he left off. A masterful performance so far for Szegedy.
Top 5 single file.